Marvel Spider-Man 2 finally marketed itself beyond this infamous image and provided us with a lengthy gameplay trailer at its newest PlayStation showcase. The trailer has a wealth of goodies, including a first look at Kraven the Hunter, the Lizard, and last but without a doubt not the least, Peter's symbiote suit. And let me tell you, I think they nailed the look of absolutely everything, and they typically do. They did in the last game. But beyond aesthetics, there is a lot to read into here. You'll notice Miles ask Peter about his new threads when he shows up in the new symbiote suit, which tells us, number one, he has never seen Peter's symbiote suit before this moment, and number two, he probably has never seen any symbiote suit before at all.
Whoa. Hey man, new threads?
This is important because it informs us about Miles' involvement, or lack thereof, in Peter and MJ's mission to uncover the truth about Harry Osborn. Let's assume some things first. There is only one symbiote in this story at the moment, and Harry was indeed bonded to this one symbiote in the post-credit scenes of both 2018 Spider-Man and Spider-Man Miles Morales. If Miles has zero knowledge of the symbiote before the events of this trailer, then he never saw it attached to Harry before he got involved with Peter and MJ's mission to help him. In fact, it's possible no one involved knew that Harry and the symbiote had bonded at all. This implies that the symbiote separated from Harry before Peter sees him again after the events of the first game. Let me elaborate a little bit further. Listen to this brief line by Peter.
Can't lose Connors. Harry's dying, and he's the only one who can help.
He tells Miles that Connors is the only person who can help save Harry, yet somehow Peter has unknowingly stolen the symbiote Harry was using. Or perhaps he knowingly took it. Was the symbiote negatively affecting Harry? If this was the case, does he hide it from Miles because he doesn't want to admit that he enjoys using a more powerful black suit despite the fact that it was hurting Harry? The loss of Harry's symbiote is puzzling, but perhaps Peter is not to blame after all. One thing I found interesting about the post-credit scenes of the previous games is that the symbiote is only very loosely bonded to Harry. Why would Harry not be covered head to toe with it and look like Venom, or at least look as if he's donning a toned-down black suit? Instead, the symbiote's only attached to him by a few threads. I believe this is because the symbiote prefers strong hosts, not weak ones. That's why it seeks the likes of Spider-Man and Eddie Brock. Harry is sick with a degenerative condition that surely the symbiote wants nothing to do with. It may be the exact reason Norman had his son locked in the green back-to-tank looking contraption, because it was the only thing that could keep the symbiote bonded to Harry so he could draw strength from it. All it would take is one accident, such as Dr. Connors having an ill-timed transformation into his reptilian alter ego right next to Harry's tank and busting it open, to give the symbiote the exit it should be craving. Perhaps that's when Peter shows up in the interest of stopping Lizard and helping Harry, that the symbiote transfers itself to the host of Symbiote Dreams, Spidey himself. Okay, so maybe this logic explains what's going on with the symbiote, Harry, and Peter, but how does Venom come into play? If Harry is never really able to become Venom, does Brock actually enter the picture at some point? We know J. Jonah Jameson is supposed to be taking over the Daily Bugle in this story, so that may be Eddie's perfect introduction since in most material he does work there for JJ. Another theory that has been quite popular recently is that the symbiote evolves with Peter over time and gradually gains control over him. Naturally, this evolution would present itself visually, and Peter's black suit appearance slowly transforms into that of Venom himself. With Peter at minimal control over the suit, it would fall to Miles to stop Peter as Venom. And let's be honest, this game is definitely setting up some sort of black suit Peter versus Miles boss battle. The only question is how, and Peter becoming Venom is a realistic path. In fact, this possibility becomes even more tangible when you watch the gameplay depicted in the trailer. Peter has a pretty massive arsenal of moves and takedowns utilizing the symbiote and its tendrils, and those moves are not completely unlike those of Venom. We may be playing Venom with similar moves later in the game after all, we just never realized we would be doing it as Peter too. Now there is one last piece we should attempt to justify in this puzzle, and that's Kraven. He appears to be the main villain in this game since he is shown bringing an army in full Symkarian fashion to New York City, so he will probably be facing his goons for more than just a couple missions. His motive seems clear enough. He basically wants a good fight against someone worth his time and skill, but we don't know who he really expects to get that from. We see in part of the trailer him analyzing multiple options ranging from literally all the villains from the previous game to both Spider-Man and even Yuri's new alias, Wraith. In the gameplay trailer, we see him putting a ton of effort into Lizard for some reason. They make some attempts to nab Peter while he's swinging, but they don't chase him like they chase Connors, and that's the odd thing. My question is whether Insomniac will try to adapt the ultra-famous comic Kraven's Last Hunt, which depicts Kraven beating black-suited Spider-Man in combat, burying him alive, and then donning Spider-Man's costume and fighting crime in it just to prove that he can do a better job in Spidey's role than even Peter can. Maybe Marvel Spider-Man 2, we see a similar progression of events, but after Peter's defeat, the symbiote turns Kraven into Venom, and Miles has to go take him down. Or perhaps Peter kills Venom as Kraven, leaving Miles the last one to deal with him, as we mentioned earlier. There's so many different directions that this could go, and that's what makes a story like this exciting. It's possible Peter and Miles successfully revert Connors to human form and then win again at saving Harry from his demise, only for the symbiote to pair back up with Harry again. Then we might have Peter fighting Harry after all. Either way though, the outcome doesn't look good for Osborn Jr., as his fate seems to have him falling at the hands of his disease or at the tendrils of Venom. And we can be confident that Norman won't end up donning the Goblin suit in Spider-Man 3 for no reason at all. Harry's destruction seems likely to push his father over the edge. There still may be more to analyze in the trailer Insomniac shared with us. Did you see anything different? Let me know in the comments below. Seriously, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and tell me what your opinion is on some of this speculation. This fall cannot come soon enough. But until next time guys, take care.